So beautiful. Ah, precious.
I'm going to show you how I went ahead and built my custom storage cabinet for my model trains. In the middle of a build, trying to run trains, dust, crap, doesn't mix, oil and water. So we're going to scrap that behavior. I'm going to build this cabinet so it's going to be easy just to take the trains on and off the layout as needed, put it away in a safe environment, a dust-free environment, because it will be sealed. So let's make a start. So before I get into any type of build, I normally do a bit of a design just to give me some guidance. So what I've got here is a rough sketch. It's going to be 920 millimeters in length. Since my level 1 layout is 450 mil wide, I'm going to actually make the depth 430 millimeters. The height of level 1 is roughly around 600 millimeters. You've got to take into account the fascia that I'm going to put on it. So what I've done is made the height roughly about 445 millimeters. So that's going to be the basic dimensions of the box, and of course it'll be feet underneath. Some of the other things to this, there'll be 4 drawers to this custom build. There's this black lines you can see in each of the drawers. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure it gives me the same sort of look and feel that I've sort of did with the power box. And I'll put a photo up here of the power box that I've built, and that's got basically all my DC power supplies, and it's got all the DCC electronics, circuit breakers, reversing loops, boosters, that type of stuff. So these are perspex, and they'll be dark grey tint. They'll be recessed into the top of each of these drawers. The wood that I'm using is 12 mil plywood for the top, bottom and sides. The backing will be 6 or 7 mil, and that'll be a sheet at the back. And then basically the actual drawer bottoms, I've actually gone up to a 15 millimeter plywood. Now as far as the drawer goes, I'm not going to have internal compartments, because basically this is it'll be fixed in my train room. I've also got, as far as the flooring of each of these drawers, I've got some self-adhesive black felt on its way, and that's what I'll be dressing each of the floors of the drawers. Let's go and put the shell together, and that's basically the top, bottom, the sides and the backing. So in front here, these are the materials that will finish off the storage cabinet. Right here I spoke about the strip of grey tint, dark tint Perspex. It's got paper on it at the moment just to help protect it from any scratches, but that will be then recessed into the front fascia. The other thing I did purchase also, I got these handles. Now this is the felt that I was talking about. So basically it's self-adhesive, but I'm really impressed with it. It's very nice, and that will do great on the bottom of each of those drawers. One of the issues I did come across, because I used materials that I already had on site, which, you know, they were great for the layout because they get glued and screwed down. The problem was some of it had some slight bows in certain areas, so that presented a bit of an issue for me at this front face area. This top bit had a slight bow in the middle, and I found that the sides had a slight bow to the middle as well. What I ended up doing, instead of going out and buying better plywood for the job, because really most of this is going to be hidden underneath level 1, you're really only going to see the front fascia, so it was sort of pointless going out and spending a lot more money on some higher grade materials. So what I did was actually went out and brought these aluminium L brackets, and I've got one here, just an off cut. So all they are is just an L shaped bracket, but the good thing with the L shaped bracket is once you screw it down, it helps to bring the board up and getting that straight line across the top. And you know, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. And I did the same for the sides here as well. Now it makes it look a lot fancy, I guess, but it also helps with the rigidity of this front face of the box for the storage cabinet. As you can see, I've gone ahead, I've actually put in the drawer runners. You can see here I've got 4 drawers as mentioned earlier. I've got both sides done. So in front of us we've got the drawers that are made up. Now they're all identical. There'll be 4 drawers just like this one. It doesn't have the front fascia on it as yet, but right now I've got 4 drawers made up, and really at the end of the day it's really just the platform plywood, and then I've just bordered it with some 42mm by 19mm pine just to help keep the platform straight and stop it from bowing over time. Once the front fascia goes on, if there is any bows there, they'll be corrected once I put it on, glue it and screw it. Now, other than that, that's basically it. It's that straightforward. These are just been glued and screwed from the bottom. You can see on the sides I've got the other part of the runners for the drawers already attached, and like I said, there's not really much to how I put these drawers together, and really it was just measuring the internal dimensions to get the space of this. Now I've almost gone up to the back of the wall on the cabinet, but not quite. So here you can see with the drawers inserted, they just slide in and out like that, and that's all of them. Very nice. I did actually go with the drawer runners, I did actually go with some bigger, bulkier ones. I do like some solid runners when I'm doing the cabinets. It doesn't go all the way to the back, but it goes the majority of the way. So the front fascias need to go on. I need to get a router, do the small channel for the Perspex, as I've mentioned in the earlier design. and also then the handles. Also, I need to do some painting and also cover the internals with that self-adhesing felt. So it's just basically the woodwork to be done on the front fascia. So we're on the home straight now. So what we've gotten up to is all the drawers have been fully painted around the back, underneath. That's all 4 drawers. Now what I've made a start on is the internal velvet. So what I'll do, I'll put up a picture of the velvet and what it looks like. I'm quite happy with it. I still got to do the insides of the sides and the back with this velvet stuff on each of the 4 drawers, and once I've done that, it'll actually be, the internals of the drawers will be totally 100% completed. So the last thing that will go on is the dark grey tint perspex. I've got a strip, as mentioned before, for each of these drawers. Now they just get glued, and then I'll use just a little clamp just to hold it in place until it dries. Before I glue it, of course, I'll take the backing off, glue it on. I'll leave the front paper on just to protect it until I'm finally ready to reveal. So with that said, we'll keep moving forward.